Do you remember that one Nintendo mobile game that people play for a day and then never talked about again? The one I'm talking about is Super Mario Run. That's right, the game that stayed in people's memories as long as a dream that you really wanted to tell someone about. I downloaded the game for the video, and gameplay-wise, it really can't be criticized in anything. The graphics are good for a smartphone game, they are very similar to the ones we know from games like Super Mario Bros. Wii. The gameplay is even well adapted to the limitations of the screen. Of course, it quickly becomes repetitive because you tap, and tap, and tap. And that's it. But there wasn't much more scope for a smartphone Mario game. So why did it flop so badly? I think there are a few reasons for which we need to look at other games. It's 2016, the new Pokemon Go game comes out in the summer, the perfect season for such a game, and it has the world in a chokehold. Thousands of people get together to catch Pokemon, exercise a lot more, and huge events take place. Perfect, right? It is for Pokemon Go, but the game is leaving too big of a footprint to step in, and Nintendo is probably crapping themselves. All hell has probably broken loose for them because a new Mario game for smartphones is due to be released in December. Miyamoto is making a bigger impact on a game for the first time in years, and the hype is huge. People are expecting a game on the level of Pokemon Go, but they're not quite getting that. According to statistics from App Annie, 37 million people downloaded the game in the first 3 days and spent a total of $14 million, which did not meet Nintendo's expectations, especially for a Mario title. The game lets you play 4 free levels, race against other players' ghosts, and play 10 shorter versions of various levels with Remix 10. There is also the Kingdom Builder, where you can decorate your own kingdom with various decorations, which sometimes even have functions such as collecting coins or rally tickets. Of course, Nintendo has to make sales, so you can get the 20 additional levels for $10. There was of course other content added behind the paywall, like characters or toad colors, but it was all very limited, and that was the flaw. There was limited, incredibly quick to play through content with no prospect of new content that would motivate the person to keep the game, let alone spend money. But honestly, my opinion aside, the smartphone gaming market then and now is far too used to free-to-play games that want money for likes or the like at most. Which is why a large proportion aren't willing to spend $10 on Super Mario Run. It would have probably made more sense for Nintendo to take an example from other mobile games and to create a basically free game with a variation of in-app purchases and to add new content from time to time. There are also some critics who criticize the necessity to be connected to the internet for the game, and it's understandable. With a single-player autorunner, you always want to have access to it and don't really see any added value behind an internet connection. However, it is logical that Nintendo had to implement security measures to avoid piracy, and can we really blame them after these sales figures? But that's where opinions are divided. If you have enough mobile data for Pokemon Go though, you definitely have enough for Super Mario Run. But in the end, things turned out the way they did and the game died out. Having good gameplay and graphics doesn't help the game at all when you finish it after half an hour and have to pay $10 to play just for another hour or two. It really had the potential to be a great mobile game, but that surely was just a singular incident. Wasn't it?